173 points. Let's bring in Republican Senator Gregg of New Hampshire, joining us from Washington, D.C. Senator, you may have heard some of the discussion a moment ago. I'm questioning, how about you? Do you feel you've got real confidence in the Obama administration's economic policy leadership?
Well, no, obviously I don't. First off, they're growing the government at a rate which is unsustainable and adding deficit and debt to the government that is putting us in a position where we're headed towards Greece's status. I mean, we're going to double the debt in 5 years and triple it in 10 years. Our debt to GDP ratio is heading towards 100%, which is basically junk bond status. And that's really serious. And they're aggravating it dramatically almost every day. And then this financial reform bill has turned into a populist rant. It no longer reflects a constructive effort to try to address the issues of systemic risk and make our system more sounder and stronger. It rather just is an outright attack on certain people and organizations which members of the left feel are the enemy, on the enemy list.
Well, we're down 182 points on the Dow Jones average in the first 2.5 minutes of trading. Now, with that as the backdrop, plus yesterday's failure to close off debate on financial regulation, here's my question to you, Senator, because you're right in the middle of financial reform, right in the middle of it. If we got a bill, the bill that was presented yesterday, if that was in place, would it have prevented the chaos in Europe and a spillover here? Would it have prevented that 1,000-point drop on the Dow a week ago Thursday?
No, it wouldn't have. In fact, it would actually aggravate, I think, the situation significantly because it would totally disrupt the derivatives market and make it less transparent, less sound. And in fact would throw it into confusion and would force a massive contraction in credit as a result of spinning off the swap desk and the capital which it would take to do that. The estimate is about $750 billion reduction in credit in this country, and it would move a lot of the derivative action overseas, which would undermine our regulatory capability of oversighting it and would obviously reduce our competitiveness. In the consumer area, you're creating this massive consumer agency, which is basically an agency for social justice. It's got virtually no relationship to safety and soundness, which is very critical as part of the consumer formula. You should have banks, the effect of consumer protection, not only looked at from the consumer side, but the effect it'll have on the safety and soundness, especially of small and medium-sized banks. So it's a real problem piece of legislation as far as I'm concerned.
In 10 seconds, with this, I'm going to call it chaos in the financial markets as the backdrop, do you think it's possible to get any kind of financial reform through? Real fast, sir.
Yes, unfortunately it is going to pass, and it's not going to be very good.
Oh. All right, Senator Gregg, always a pleasure, and thank you so much for joining us again today, sir. We appreciate it.
Thank you, sir.
Let's get